After adopting Liza Mary out, I decided I didn't want to go back and finish my last year of high school. I was changed. How could I not be? I had just carried and given birth to a daughter, to beautiful Liza Mary. So I went to work. I started working in a bank. And my boyfriend, her father, worked not far from me. We both worked in the city of Sydney. And we would catch up for lunch most days because we were in walking distance of each other. We had another friend, a male friend, Michael, who would have lunch with us most days. And after a little while, after giving Kim up for adoption, I received a photo of her in a letter just to let me know that she was doing well. And I had this photo and I carried this photo with me all the time. And I would look at it all the time. And then one day, Michael said to me, Karen, what are you doing to yourself? You're never going to see her again. You are setting yourself up for failure. You're never going to see her again. And I totally understand why you want to hold her photo and keep her photo and look at it, but you can't keep talking about her. You can't keep bringing her up. It's not healthy for you. You have to realize that she's gone. She's now with her parents. They're her parents, not you. And it really hit home. It he was right. He's right. I have given her up for adoption. She's no longer my daughter. I'll always think of her as my daughter, but I can't keep talking about her. So I buried it. I stopped talking about her. Her father and I would occasionally talk about her, but we also knew that that wasn't doing us any good. It would just put us into more and more grief. And so we buried it. We both buried it, which is probably why I just knew I couldn't marry him. I couldn't live and look at him and know that I was the one who had stopped us having a complete family, the three of us. So I buried it. And how did I bury it? I buried it like most people bury it, through their not so ideal behaviors, through behaviors which are avoidance behaviors. I started drinking. I was underage, but that didn't stop us back in 1973, 74. It wasn't that hard to walk into pubs and have a drink. I drank. I would eat. I would get angry. All the usual. I'd shop. I would do all the avoidance behaviors. When you look at the avoidance behaviors, you sort of go, they're all socially accepted. Food, alcohol, drugs aren't so much, but they're certainly there. Not that I do any to drugs, thank goodness. I was bad enough on alcohol. Working too much. I threw myself into my work and I thrived and I loved it and I was good at it and I was recognized. So why wouldn't I just do that? But it was all avoidance. It was me pushing it down and pushing it down and moving myself away from the experience. So it became more and more in the background because I had no therapy. I don't think anyone would go to therapy back in the 70s. It was certainly didn't have a great reputation. It didn't, even now people avoid it. Why do I need a therapist? So I avoided it. And I got further and further and further away of the traumatic experiences of being in the home, of being shamed, of giving birth. And it was a horrific birth. It was a 33 hours and it was not good. And in hindsight, Kim and I say to her, I like to think it was you saying, oh, I'm staying with my mum for as long as I can because I know what happens as soon as I come into the world. I'm going to lose you. Thanks for that. It was not very good at all. But anyway, the grief. I don't remember a lot of it. I don't remember signing the adoption papers. It's a bit of a haze. And that's what we do with grief and loss. We don't understand it. We just bury it, which is why after Dan passed, I had to dive further into grief and loss. I had to understand it. I even wrote a book on it, Demystifying Loss. I needed to understand it. But I was well into my 50s then. So why does it take us so long? Why do we avoid it? Because it's painful. It's because I made the wrong choice. I want my daughter. I want her here. I want to be with her. I want to see her grow. I want to be able to touch her, to tell her, to hold her, how much I love her. But I gave away those rights. So we bury it with avoidance behaviors. We all do it. We all think it's socially accepted. Why not do it? So that's what I did. I avoided for a very long time. And then we're in reunion. And for a very long time, I continued to avoid my grief and my loss and telling her how good it's been for both of us. See, my choice was right because that makes sense. You've had the perfect life. Little did I know that she was telling me what she thought I wanted to hear. And of course, I was feeding her, look how great our lives are. I made the right choice for both of us. So of course she kept doing that. So we're in that cycle. But then it gets to a stage where you go, I want an authentic relationship with you. I want you in my life. I don't want you on the peripheral. I want you in my life. I want to have a mother-daughter relationship that I have longed for all my life. I had 3 boys. I wanted that mother-daughter relationship. I didn't even have what I thought was an ideal mother relationship with my own mother. That obviously was never going to happen because deep down inside me, she was the one that chose for me. And it wasn't the right decision for me. It may have been for her and dad and society, but it wasn't the right decision for me or her first grandchild. Yes, she ended up with 20 grandchildren, but she gave away her first grandchild. So we were never going to have that closeness that I had desired with my daughter. So we had to dive into it. And it wasn't really until Dan passed in 2013 that I avoided that as well. I ran straight back to work as quick as I could. But I knew that I had to. And I knew that if I didn't, I was probably going to blow myself up. Who knows? Heart attack, stroke, type 2 diabetes, because I was still avoiding the things that I shouldn't. So that's what I did. And deep diving into loss and writing Demystifying Loss, it all helped, but it all helped me when I was made redundant in 2013 from my much loved CFO role of a publicly listed company. It was the greatest gift that could have happened because it made me stop. It made me look at me in the mirror and go, I don't like anything about you. Look at who you have become. You're so angry, you're overweight, you are not thriving in any area of your life. You need to look at it. You think you are, but you're not. It's not what success is in any way. So that's what I did. I deep dived into it. And through that deep dive into it, that's when I apologized to Kim for all of my beliefs, for all of my missteps, for everything that I had done incorrectly, everything that I thought I was doing for her, I wasn't. I was doing it to her. And then, thankfully, we started seeing each other. Hasn't been easy in any way, believe me. We thought our relationship before was tumultuous. Believe me, at times we still go into it. But the beauty is We both believe in us. We both want this relationship. We've both longed for it for so long. And the only way you can have it is for you to dive deep into all of your grief, all of your loss. You need to get it out of your body and into the light so that you can look at it, so that you can unwrap it, so you can go, oh, so you can learn and grow, so you stop making those wrong choices. You stop doing those avoidance behaviors. I stopped drinking at the end of 2018 for 1 year. I decided no alcohol because I knew that whenever Kim and I got together and we were both drinking, we would always end up walking away from each other, not very happy. And it would be a while before we saw each other again. And that was not ideal. That is something I did not want in any way. If I could have, I would have seen her every day. So I decided I'll do it easy. And 1 year, I gave myself a year alcohol free. And I got to the end of 2019 and I went, everyone's like, what are you going to do? You're going to start drinking again? What are you going to do? And I looked at me and I looked at my relationships and I looked at her and I went, I haven't missed it. I haven't craved it. Every relationship has improved because I haven't been drinking. Why would I drink? Now, this is a person that used to drink a bottle of wine every day. And I wondered why I was overweight and things weren't working out for me. Seriously. Avoidance, 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 avoidance. So that's what I did. I dived into me, my grief, my loss, everything that I had longed for, everything that didn't happen the way I had hoped it had happened. And then I became a person who was now able to create a relationship, to co-create a relationship with my beautiful daughter. Yes, at times we don't do so well, but 95% of the time we do. We do really well. And we're in a place where we are continually looking to ensure that we are both individually better than yesterday me, but we're also collectively making sure that we're better than yesterday us. And that's what we need to do with grief and loss. Everyone. It's not easy in any way. But the beautiful thing is that when you start, the right people show up to assist you to make the road easier, because more than likely they've walked a similar road and they know how to make it easier for you. And that's the beauty of saying, I'm ready to dive deep into me and to create the best version of me where I am continually my own best friend.